aboard. This is Maritime Viewpoints on Marino World Online. I am Lynn Bacani. Joining us from Singapore is Captain Maria Cristina V. Haveliana, the first Filipina captain of a merchant tanker vessel. Welcome to the program, Captain Che.
Hello, Ma'am Lynn. Thank you so much. And I would like to extend also my greetings to everybody.
Thank you so much for being on board, Captain Haveliana. So, Che, is seafaring your first career choice? Is it your childhood dream to become a ship captain?
Honestly, no, it's not. In the beginning, I wanted to become an astronaut, but then later on, I realized that there is no such school there in the Philippines. So that's why I opted to become a seafarer. But that is mainly because also I was motivated when the group of cadets from Maritime Academy of Asia and the Pacific, which was MAAP, who came to our school back then, and they introduced their school. I was really inspired by how smart looking they are, and they give me a brief summary or just like an overview of how seafaring industry is. So that's why I get motivated now to become seafarers.
Aren't you a family of seafarers? Who influenced you to become a ship captain?
No, honestly, none of my family was a seafarer, so I was the first. Maybe on my relatives, but for my immediate family, no, it's just me. Yeah, the first thing who motivates me is definitely is the school itself, like those cadets who came to our school, and then eventually my teachers in high school, which I'm considered as my second parents also, who guided me very well and really encouraged me to take this path.
Interesting. And you're a graduate of MAAP, Maritime Academy of Asia and the Pacific, in 2005.
Yes.
With a bachelor's degree in marine transportation. How did MAAP, a world-class maritime institution, molded you to become a ship captain and now a marine superintendent?
Yeah, actually a lot. Before we came from MAAP, we were so-called boys and girls. And after we left MAAP, we are now become man and woman. So MAAP doesn't only, develop or mold us to become the best seafarer, but personally, it disciplined us. It teaches us how to become a better version of ourselves. Like what I've said in the beginning, we arrived there as girls. So most of us, we don't know, we are not that responsible. And maybe most of us doesn't know how to do their laundries, iron their clothes. But in there, we are very independent and we rely mostly on ourselves. So we do our things on our own. And as we grow inside the academy, that's when we really experience life itself, from those various challenges on each level of our cadetship, starting from plebhood until we become first class midshipmen and midshipwomen. So we started as a follower, and eventually we become our leaders of our own. So those are the molding process, which really I would say very crucial in the beginning. And we were lucky and we were fortunate enough that we were guided with with the right people surrounded us. So that's why when you graduate from an academy, you don't graduate just only as a seafarer, but you are a man with very responsible person. Okay, and you are already a leader of your own.
Please tell us about the highlights of your career as a shipmaster. When did you get your captain's license?
I got my master's license on 2015, and I first took command on 2016. So actually, I think it same goes for everybody, that your first command will always be, you know, the most memorable experience that you have as a master. It may.
How young are you then?
I was 33 by then.
Very young, Captain.
Thank you. Now, I was just fortunate enough that as soon as I, you know, managed to get my license on, you know, third quarter of 2015, and then I was able to put that in practice by second quarter of 2016. And like what I've said, so my first command was the most memorable one, and I would say like the highlight of my career, because that was just the beginning. You know, being a captain is not just only leading people, you know, managing ships, and you know, and our cargo. It's not that, but it's also, you know, the footprints that we are leaving behind to our subordinates, on not just on board, but those people who we inspires and we motivated. So that kind of, you know, that kind of footprints that actually you know, became a fun, like a solid highlights of my career. Honestly, Miss Lynn, when somebody told me that they wanted to interview me when I took command, so they did the research and they found out that they were saying that you are the first Filipino master and all this blah blah blah. So with that kind of recognition, actually, to be honest with you, it doesn't ring the bell in the beginning, because you know, I was just happy you know, doing my job, and I love doing my job. I love sailing a lot. But you know, it gives a little bit of joy when somebody, you know, do the research for you. And then when I receive actually those you know, thousands of messages, not just from my fellow seafarers, but from the parents themselves, that you know, they I'm become an inspiration, and it serves as a motivation of their children, who's also taking path as a seafarer. So that kind of appreciation becomes now my responsibility, because then at least it's good to note that you know, at least I have touch somebody else's lives. You know, I get to inspire them, I get to motivate them, also to, you know, to pursue their career in shipping.
And now you are a marine superintendent, a very challenging position still in the maritime industry. And I've met marine superintendents, but most of them, or all of them, are men. So how challenging is to become a marine superintendent?
You know, in every profession, there are always challenges, because it depends also on what are your personal challenges is, because our shipping industry is very fluid, right? So, and there are so many regulations that keeps on updating, and so many changes has been going on. So we need to cope up with that. But in terms of my gender in this kind of a short profession, it's not an hindrance, and it's not unusual anymore to have as a woman marine superintendents, because there are some companies also that had been working with women superintendents, not just only on the marine side, but there are also some technical superintendents as well. So the challenges that I've been facing actually is, like, you know, in when I was on board, I'm only dealing with some external parties in every ports that we have been to, and I've been dealing with small numbers of seafarers or the ship's crew that I've been dealing with on my ship, because I'm only handling one vessel at a time. But once you are ashore, now you become a decision maker. And a lot of captains and senior officers are relying on your advices as well. So you are not just only with handling with one vessels, but you will be handling multiple vessels. And the numbers of seafarers that you are also dealing have been increased. But I'm so fortunate, and I'm one of the most fortunate seafarer also who has been given an opportunity with my present employer, which they are very, very well diverse in terms of the working environment. So there you can feel the equality and the inclusion that is there. So you don't feel that there is that your gender is becoming like an issue.
But have you experienced bullying, discrimination, or harassment?
If we are recalling my how to say that, my seafaring days, okay, back at sea, yes, I may have experienced it, bullying, harassment in different forms, but honestly, I've never experienced harassment in such a way that I feel that I have been threatened or I haven't able to finish my contract. So that was really fortunate of me. I have been sailing for the last 15 years. So bullying there is, but at the time, like what I've said, so I have faced a lot of challenges, especially when you are dealing with different nationalities, different cultures. So it's there. And, sometimes it takes a while before you get to know the person. And since having this kind of different cultures, there's always like a gap or a huge of misunderstanding. So sometimes you feel that you have been bullied or, but then later on you realize that no, that is not, that is just their nature. But all those challenges I have surpassed, fortunately, and I'm lucky enough that I was able to gain professional respect with my colleagues, because it's the same thing that I also have been given them. Yeah, so the bullying, the harassment will be there, but it's just that the company that I've sailed in the past, they have been actually having this kind of procedures where they don't allow anybody to abuse their authority and abuse their power just to impose bullying and harassment to their subordinates.
What is more challenging, to be a ship captain or a marine superintendent?
I mean, it's actually both, Lynn. You know why? Like what I've said in the beginning, the challenges may differ from one person to another, because it depends also on how you see yourself, how you deal yourselves. What are your strong points and what are your pain points, personally and professionally. So before you become a ship captain, definitely you have a stages of you have to undergo to different stages or levels of ranks on board. So it's not just easy, especially with the type of vessel that I've been handling with in the past. So there are still some extra challenges on that part. But on the shore, it's a different ball game. It's a different challenges as well. Wherein like what I've said earlier, people rely mostly to your advices, and your advices will definitely comes out from the experience and from your knowledge and skill sets that you have in terms of regulatory compliances. So that will come in. So what we have learned from from the academy, whether it's theoretically or in practical skills that we have applied on board, and we have kept on improving it. And those experiences that you have on board, you'll have to bring it ashore, and you have to hone it more. You have to improve it more, because every day there are numerous changes of our regulations, and that kind of regulatory compliance that we also have to ensure that our shipmasters or our vessels are following.
When did you start your role as a marine superintendent? And as a marine superintendent, what are your tasks?
I started as a marine superintendent actually earlier this year,
During
January
the pandemic.
2000. Yes, correct. And yeah, well, it's a different role, because you are now looking after the day-to-day operations of the different vessels. You are in charge of the safety, health and safety, quality assurance, and security security of the vessels. And at the same time, we are also looking after the operational sides, the cargo operations of the ships. So in day-to-day task, we are monitoring our vessels, and if there are any questions or assistance that is being required from us, and then that's what we are giving to our shipmasters. And it's not just only us sitting on the other corner, but also we have to ensure that our procedures and the regulatory compliance are being complied with on board our vessels.
How many vessels are currently under your watch?
For now, I've been assigned with at least 6 vessels.
Mm-hmm. And what do you consider as your tough calls during this pandemic as a marine superintendent? You're based in Singapore. The protocols are very strict, we know.
Yeah, actually, before even I came here in Singapore, there's been quite a lot of challenges also exiting from the Philippines, because the documentation wise, the travel documentation requirements for leaving the country has been changed, and they're even more strict. So it took me a while before I completed that, and I was able to come here. And with this pandemic, it's not just only the shipping has been challenged for this, but it's as well as with the different different businesses as well. So we have been restricted with the travels, so more now on the remote. And even our inspections, ships visits, ship visits, so is being done remotely. And there has been a lot of improvement in terms of digital transformation and the use of that technology these days. So yeah, so those are the things that actually it's been there already, but it's just that we need to fast track, and we need to use them now. There are more meetings as well that's being done virtually, and yeah, you don't get to come to the office daily than you used to. So it's seldom sometimes that you see your colleagues, but yeah, slowly we are getting there. We are getting back to the new normal. So
Captain Chad, going back to your career in a chemical tanker as a ship captain, Is it more challenging to command a chemical tanker than other type of ships?
So people may say I'm biased because I've only been sailing on a tanker vessel. So it's either oil chem or a purely chemical tanker. But yeah, it does because the nature of the cargo also adds up to the complexity and the challenges on board the ship.
So those are sophisticated ships, right?
Not all of them. So we still have like the existing ships that that we are dealing with. Like not all systems are fully automated. So there are still some some manual systems that we have to that we have been using on board.
Che, when someone tells that seafaring is just for men, how do you feel about it?
Well, honestly, I have been hearing a lot about this even when I am still sailing, and I think the people are just saying it's because they haven't opened their mind yet. It's not just only in the seafaring or in the shipping industry, perhaps, but the same goes with the different jobs. So men and women, regardless of gender, regardless of our culture, regardless of race, shouldn't be matter for as long as you are capable and able to for a certain position or task that you have been assigned to. So that's why the call of gender equality, inclusion and diversity has been called off, and it's very strong these days. It's because they know that the women do not come to a certain industry or just to compete with men, but rather we are here to complement each other.
More from Captain Maria Cristina Che Havaliana, the first Filipina captain of a merchant tanker vessel, after the break.
Hi, my name's Fraser. I'm a serving captain on a ferry and co-founder of Propel. It's been a tough year for seafarers, working through the pandemic, ensuring ships kept sailing and vital goods continued to be delivered. I am proud of the sacrifices seafarers have made and continue to make, often at the expense of your own welfare and well-being, and sometimes brought upon by difficult circumstances and situations. We at Propel believe you deserve better. That's why we've designed a platform bringing seafarers together, enabling you to control your career and get that dream job. On Propel there are many features to help you manage your career and find that dream job, but some of the ones I think you will find most useful are the ability to build your digital discharge book, which includes the competencies, experience and training that shipping companies want to know. No more endless hours of preparing and sending hundreds of CVs out, never to hear anything back. With Propel you enter your information once and then relax. Propel will also provide a digital home for your certificates, monitoring their status and alerting you before they expire, meaning you will always be fit to sail. Propel also allows you to connect, network and engage with other seafarers inside cabins on our main deck to discuss the issues that matter, comment on maritime news and post shipping memes. Propel has been built by seafarers for seafarers, and we have developed Propel bespoke to your needs. At Propel we will always be on your side, and this is demonstrated in our Propel pledges. Never ever charging a seafarer to access Propel or apply for a job. Always respecting and protecting your data, and committed to ensuring that your voice is heard. So welcome to Propel. and good luck finding that dream job.
We're back on the program. You're watching Maritime Viewpoints on Marino World Online. Our guest, Captain Maria Cristina Che Haveliana, the first Filipina ship captain. Che, let me now ask you a very pointed question. How is your love life?
Well, if we are talking about family, I would say my family, we are okay. So I consider that as a love life, right? Because not everybody also had a good relationship with their families. Where I'm talking about like your parents, your siblings, and that. So yeah, we are okay. You know, our family is not perfect, but I would say that our relationship with each other are getting better. But in terms of personal love life, well, I leave it up to God, so it will come.
Aren't these men get intimidated by you?
I don't think so.
How do you maintain a balance between work and your personal life? What are your interests outside work?
Aside from shopping. So actually, I'd like to spend some time with my friends. So here, just like here in Singapore. So once in a while, I go visit my friends. I stay with them, and sometimes we go to travel. Places here in Singapore. Definitely, we try to hang out and yeah. Before I used to love cooking, but these days it's very limited because I don't have that luxury of time mostly. But yeah, every now and then I tried. So, and best of it is just like, going to the malls. Yeah, and going to places. Yes. I like to travel actually, Miss Lynn. I like to travel a lot, but because of this restriction, we are all we already know that we are just restricted to the places that where we are right now. So,
in a more serious note, Captain Che, what are your advocacies?
well, my advocacies in life actually now is to, how we can help our, young generations of seafarers. While I'm working, I'm having a normal job here, but at the same time also I have been helping, with other projects outside, say in our women's group in AMUSUP, or there are some projects also in MAAP where they have to do this kind of webinars. And same thing also, I've been helping Navuzime doing webinars also, and in any way how we can help our young generations by just educating them in a virtual world, or if there's any as occasions where we can do face-to-face, and we can conduct these seminars and trainings as well. So, but other than that, also, like, extending community services as well. So it's more like of giving back to the community, not just only restricted into shipping industry, but the community as a whole, in our little ways.
Do you still teach?
Currently, no, because I have I have a fixed job already here, but just only for like doing or giving webinars if I have been asked to. But yeah, I still love teaching.
Captain Che, what are your thoughts on the future of shipping? How do you see these autonomous vessels, the digitalization in shipping?
Well, honestly, Miss Lynn, the future of shipping is still vast, vast in the sense that there are still a lot of opportunities are there, because we all know that in terms of, coping up with the technologies and digitalization, shipping is still, in the past, we are still like what we call, we are not doing a fast track. But because of this pandemic, now it becomes more pragmatic solutions to some, and with the new regulations that come in place. So digital transformation in shipping actually opens a lot of opportunity for everybody. This kind of transformation, even what they so-called autonomous shipping, should not bring fear or should not bring any doubts to the seafarers whether we will still have a job in the future or not. But actually, we should see it as another, another lane of opportunities wherein we need to reinvent ourselves, and we need to cope up with the demands of the technology and in a digital world as well. So these are still work in progress, right? We are still going there. We are not saying that autonomous ship will be fully implemented by next year. Of course, definitely not. It will still catch up some time, and definitely it will still need some human resources who will be handling and managing these vessels. So like what I've said, shipping industry as a whole, the future is still we are still looking great, and still giving us a vast opportunities for us. So for the young generations out there, like you don't just focus only to to the present skills that you have, but rather you should start now reinventing and re-improve, I would say, sorry for the word, but like to improve more of yourselves, right?
And what is your ultimate goal?
Of course, my ultimate goal basically is to become happy. I mean, well, I'm happy right now. So what I'm saying is that happiness of an individual, if I will be granted to, to have a partner and a kids of my own in the future. So, but at the same time, like, to grow my profession here in the shipping, wherein I can, I can be used and serve my purpose to my fellow seafarers, or for the next generations, and to the shipping industry as well.
And for your key message, Captain Che, what is your message for those women who would like to enter the seafaring profession?
Yes, so Miss Lynn, this I always have been telling in the past, also on my past interviews. So my key message for everybody, not just only for women, but for the young seafarers, is make sure that you love what you're doing. So you must ignite that passion in your heart, that you have chosen this profession, so that you will be able to perform your job with wholeheartedly, and not just because somebody was forced you to do something, or somebody forced you to become something, like and you have not just only be physically strong or mentally strong, but definitely you should prepare yourselves to be spiritually strong as well. Out there at sea, you will only rely to yourselves and to our God. Okay, and at the same time, we rely also on the people that we have been sailing with. The ship doesn't run on its own. The ship cannot be run by a single person as well. So we need each other in order for the ship to run safely. So that's why I would say that we need each other on that. On that note, and especially with the situation right now, so spiritual strength and mental strength is very, very crucial. Okay, and very, very important also, so that you will be able to to withstand with a lot of storms out there, not just the the physical storms, but the storms of life. So just love what you do and show it, and then also make sure that you are leaving a good footprints behind, so that you are serving your purpose well.
Thank you so much for sharing your valuable time and thoughts, Captain Che.
Thank you also, Ms. Lynn, for inviting me and giving me these opportunities also to share my my experiences. And thanks everyone also for watching Marino World. And
indeed, Captain Che, you are a role model of a modern Filipina seafarer. Keep it up and continue making us prouder Filipinos. Captain Maria Cristina Che Havellana, the first Filipina captain of a merchant tanker vessel. Thank you for watching Maritime Viewpoints on Marino World Online. I am Lynn Bacani. God bless Maritime Philippines.